Hello, dear Lasallian leaders. Today, we will talk about the different influences of the moon on Earth. Here's our essential question. How does the moon influence your decisions and activities? What will you learn today? Let us read your learning target. I can identify the influences of the phases of the moon. To begin, I want you to look at this picture. What is the basis of determining that a month has passed? Pause this video and think about it. If your answer has something to do with the phases of the moon, then you are correct. Look at the calendar. How many full moons occur in a month? Normally, only one full moon occurs in a month. But look at this picture. How many full moons occurred last August 2023? What do we call the second full moon of the month? The second full moon of a month is called a blue moon. But is the moon really blue? The moon can sometimes appear reddish, especially during eclipses, but what we call a blue moon has nothing to do with its color. So what is a blue moon then? It is a name given to the second full moon in a calendar month, which only occurs every 2 to 3 years, making it rare. The last blue moon occurred last August 2023. The next blue moon will be next year, August 2024. Hence, we have the expression once in a blue moon, which means very rare. The moon is our planet's nearest neighbor in space. It brightens the night sky by reflecting sunlight to the Earth. Some rural areas in our country still rely on the moon for light during the night. In ancient times, people learned to measure time by following the phases of the moon. The ancient Chinese, Babylonians, Greeks, and Jews used what you call a lunar calendar. The ancient Chinese calendar is based on exact astronomical observations of the longitude of the sun and the phases of the moon. Today, we will talk about the two influences of the moon on Earth. We have eclipse, and we also have tides. Let's begin with eclipse. What is an eclipse? It happens when a planet or a moon gets in the way of the sun's light. There are two types of eclipses. We have the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. Imagine that you are spending your day in a beach, and then suddenly, the sky goes dark. Isn't it strange that it gets dark in the middle of the day? This is because a solar eclipse is happening. This happens when the moon gets in the way of the sun's light and casts its shadow on Earth. But it doesn't happen all the time though. Total eclipses are rare, only once every 360 years from one location. Remember, during a solar eclipse, the moon is in between the sun and the Earth. A word of caution, never look directly at the sun, even for a second, as it will damage your eyesight forever. To view a total solar eclipse, use special solar viewing glasses. Get them from a camera store or online. Sunglasses do not work, even if you stack many of them together. Now let us talk about the second type of eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth gets in the way of the sun's light hitting the moon. That means that during the night, a full moon fades away as Earth's shadow covers it up. The moon may also look reddish because Earth's atmosphere absorbs the other colors while it bends some sunlight toward the moon. Sunlight bending through the atmosphere and absorbing other colors is also why sunsets are orange and red. Lunar eclipses occur about 2 to 3 times per year. It can last up to 4 hours. Remember that during a lunar eclipse, the Earth is in between the sun and the moon. I'm sure you might be wondering, why don't we have a lunar eclipse every month as the moon orbits the Earth? Yes, it's true that the moon goes around the Earth every month, but it doesn't always get in Earth's shadow. The moon's path around the Earth is tilted compared to the Earth's orbit around the sun. The moon can be behind Earth but still get hit by light from the sun. Because they don't happen every month, a lunar eclipse is a special event. Unlike solar eclipses, lots of people get to see each lunar eclipse. If you live on the nighttime half of Earth when the eclipse happens, you'll be able to see it. Something to remember by: in a solar eclipse, the sun gets darker. In a lunar eclipse, the moon gets darker. Let's talk about the second influence of the moon on Earth: tides. You walk along a beach, seashells, driftwood, and seaweed left by the retreating tides at your feet. Look up at the moon and you're seeing the main cause of the surge and retreat of oceans from our shores. As distant as the moon may seem, its gravitational pull on Earth plays a huge role in the formation of tides. The moon and Earth exert a gravitational pull on each other. On Earth, the moon's gravitational pull causes the oceans to bulge out on both the side closest to the moon and the side farthest from the moon. These bulges create high tides. The low points are where low tides occur. The moon's gravitational pull on Earth, combined with other forces, causes the Earth's water to be redistributed, ultimately creating bulges of water on the side closest to the moon and the side farthest from the moon. Rising and ebbing tides happen as Earth's land masses rotate through the tidal bulges created by the moon's gravitational pull. Our observer here sees the tides rise when passing through the bulges and fall when passing through the low points. To sum it all up, tides are caused by the pull of the moon's gravity on Earth. Remember that a high tide forms in the side facing the moon and the side facing away from the moon. This occurs about every 12 and a half hours, while a low tide is found in between the high tides. With us learning about the two influences of the moon on Earth, let's answer this question: how does the moon influence your decisions and activities? To wrap up our lesson about the moon, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, how did you find our lessons and activities this cycle? Some reminders. This is your PT scaffold. Interview your parents or older people inside your house about beliefs and practices related to the moon. You can record their answer through a video or audio recording, or you can type their answers. The due date is September 21, 2023. Another reminder, you will have your assessment tomorrow. Please check Announcements tab for more details.